Hello, everyone. My name is Lindsay Webb, and I am in product marketing and support here at Castiron. If you're joining us for the first time today, Castiron is a food business management platform, and we are dedicated to helping food business owners save time and grow their businesses. Today, I'm super excited to demonstrate how quotes and invoicing work in Castiron. I believe that when optimized and used correctly, Castiron's quotes and invoicing platform can actually be a game changer for our business owners, saving you time and helping your customers have an awesome experience shopping from your store. So let's get into it. First of all, our quotes and invoicing tools are designed to do three things. Number one, like so much of what we do, we're trying again to simplify your life. Our goal with Castiron quotes and invoicing is to help you keep track of every single order request and every single request detail, along with every single invoice that you send your customers, as well as all of your customer information living in one spot. Time and time again, when we talk with our business owners, you're handling a lot of different custom order requests in disparate systems, whether that be Facebook Messenger, Instagram DM, maybe Jotform, Google Form, text message. It can be a lot. So really our goal is to keep all of that in Castiron to help you know that you have one source of truth for your business. And number two, our goal is also to save you time. Our easy to use invoicing tools, our custom order calendar, automated payment reminders, and our custom order form templates help you get your time back as well. And lastly, we also want to save your customers time. It's time for your customers to save time themselves and enjoy their shopping experience. Our custom quotes and invoicing allow your customers to submit all of their requests at once, eliminating the need for that back and forth, lengthy text conversation, that lengthy DM that can so quickly turn into 30 minutes, an hour wasted. So at a super high level, what do custom quotes and invoicing allow you, the business owner, to do in Castiron? Well, a few things, and we'll get into all of this, so don't worry, it's a lot at first. First, we're allowing you to create custom order forms on your storefront. You can allow customers to submit detailed requests along with their inspiration photos. You are also to take action on custom order requests in Castiron. You can reject a request through Castiron, or you can accept a request and create and send an invoice using Castiron as well. You're able to generate line items, add notes, apply fulfillment fees, and set a payment due date as well. Using Castiron, you're also able to message your customers directly if you have any clarifying questions. And you're also to initiate invoices yourself without your customers having to submit a custom order request. You're able to collect payment on time because we'll remind your customers to pay for you on your behalf. And last but not least, you are able to track the status of quotes and requests coming through Castiron super easily. All right, that was a lot, but let's get into it. So first and foremost, in order to really use custom quotes and invoicing, you need a custom product on your store, and that requires building a custom order form using Castiron. So first up, we're going to create your custom order form. Using Castiron, it's actually really easy to do and should take 30 seconds, depending on whether or not you're using one of our pre-made templates or if you choose to create your own. We will automatically collect your customers' contact information for you, along with their requested fulfillment date and their preferred fulfillment method. So you don't need to worry about asking your customers for that information. We're doing it all for you. You can also add as many questions as you need. Remember that your goal is to not have to reach out to your customer again. Once they submit this form, that should be it. You shouldn't have to follow up asking, hey, I saw you ordered 2 dozen cupcakes, but what flavor did you want? That's ridiculous. You want to be able to be thorough, add as many questions as you need to get your point across. And finally, you're also able to include a spot for inspiration photos. So your customers can upload kind of their vision and their, really what they're trying to accomplish with requesting their custom product. So let's go ahead to Castiron and see what this will look like. All right, if you are new to Castiron, when you log in, you'll see something like this. This left-hand side here is our navigation panel. This is your home base. This is how you're navigating around Castiron. When we're talking about custom order forms or products, you'll want to go to your products tab to manage all of that. All right, once we're on our products tab, we're going to want to create a custom order form. We'll go to the upper right-hand corner and select add product. And I briefly touched on this, but we have 2 different types of products within Castiron, either an instant checkout product or a custom order form. Instant checkout products mean that your customers are able to check out immediately, and custom order forms require your customers to submit a request to you. Today, we're focusing on custom order forms. Once you select custom order forms, you'll be prompted to either select a template or to create your own form. You can do either. If you were to select a template, it would look something like this. So a lot of the work is actually done for you. I mean, you can see here, we've titled the product, we've included even our own policies. If you scroll down, you'll see that we've actually asked your customers a lot of questions on your behalf. And it's really just kind of, if we were the business owner, what would we probably include in a custom order form? These templates are still editable, so you can make any changes you'd like. We're just getting you started here, but it makes it a lot faster. Once you press save, you'll be able to save this to your storefront. If you, for whatever reason, don't want to use a template, or maybe you're a caterer, or maybe you provide meal prep or something else, that's awesome. You're still able to use custom order forms. In fact, I really encourage you to do so. Pressing other or not listed allows you to create your own form from here. You're able to title your product, add a description, upload your images, and include a starting price. You're also able to upload your policies. And as you scroll down, you'll be able to add questions to your custom order form. This is a really seamless process and shouldn't take very long, but if you do have any questions on how best to create a custom order form, we have plenty of resources on how to create the perfect product for your business as well. Again, once you press save, this will save to your storefront. All right, that's a great start, but we also want to know what exactly this looks like to our customers. So again, if you're newer to Castiron, this is an example of a Castiron store. All of our stores kind of have this template to them. We have our profile photo, the banner, the logo up top. And as you scroll down, we have our products. Now here, I actually just created this custom cake product, and it is a custom order form. You know it's a custom order form because instead of seeing the price tag, we see submit a request. Your customer, if they're interested in a custom product, will select submit a request. And from there, they'll be prompted to fill out your custom order form that you just built. All right, I already got started on filling this out for me, but you can see here, Castiron is automatically collecting your customer's name, email address, and phone number. We're also asking your customer about their preferred fulfillment method. And using custom order calendar, they can select a date knowing that you're available. And from here, I already filled out this form with some information. So for my event, I'm going to be feeding 20 people, and it's a bridal shower. The theme is meant to be with pastel yellow and white buttercream. I'm able to select my flavors of chocolate and vanilla buttercream. And then I added some additional notes as well as the customer. This is super cool too, but you are able to ask for inspiration photos. So I, as the customer, uploaded 2 photos and included notes about what I liked in each photo as well. So I like this buttercream style, but I also like the incorporation of the honeycomb. I think it really just goes with my theme. And then lastly, as the customer, I said, you know what, I have some guests who are gluten-free, but I don't want an entirely gluten-free cake. So is it possible to add a half dozen of gluten-free cupcakes? They can be decorated plainly, but that's what I would like to add to my order as well. All right, and then your customer can press submit request, and that is the custom order submission process. All right, let's move it along. All right, so after your customer presses submit, you will receive an email notification from Castiron letting you know that your customer submitted a request. All quote requests will appear under your quotes tab. From your quotes tab, and I'll show you this in just a second, you'll be able to review every single request detail that your customer included. You can accept or reject a custom order request, or if you need to, and hopefully you don't need to, but if you need to, you can reach out and message your customer through Castiron with any clarifying questions. Now here comes the fun part. You're actually able to edit the invoice. You can add applicable line items, notes, and apply a fulfillment method. And then you're also able to set a payment due date and send the invoice to your customer for their approval and their payment. So we just saw me submit that custom order request for the meant to be bridal shower cake. Let's see what this looks like as the business owner after the request is submitted. All right, so first up here, we'll be able to go to our quotes tab. And you can see I have a little notification that I have a new quote request from a Lindsay Webb. When you click into the quote, you'll be able to see this. Now, at a high level view, we have the contact details of your customer on the right-hand side. So we've collected my name, my email address, and my phone number. At a high level, I can also see the kind of product that they selected. And as we scroll down, on the left-hand side, I'm able to see the request details. So these are the answers word for word of how I actually filled out that form. The inspiration photos are also attached here. So this is really where you'll be reviewing every single request and kind of getting a gauge on, can I take this order? What's kind of involved? What do I need to upcharge for? How complicated is this really going to be? On the right-hand side, you can also see that we have fulfillment. Castiron has done a great job of kind of prompting you that this customer requested pickup. You can use the drop-down menu to apply whatever fulfillment option you'd like, but I mean, we're going to apply pickup because that's what the customer wanted. And then the pickup date. So for 4/22/2023, we can press apply there as well. This is the pickup recipient, and here's where I can add my pickup address or wherever we're going to be picking up, whether that be a public location or my home address. And then you can add any pickup notes here too. So for me, I'm going to say, please knock. My dog's a psycho, so we don't want any doorbells. Please knock. And as you scroll down as well, I can actually set a payment due date for this order too. I would love to wait a week, but I just can't. So I want to wait 24 hours, and that is when the payment is going to be due. They have 24 hours to pay this invoice. Now, if you remember, when I submitted this request, I included some extra items, in this question here. The customer, me, I guess, also asked for a half dozen of gluten-free cupcakes. They can be decorated simply with just a white buttercream. So that's not really accounted for in the base price of my product. So what I'm going to do is actually create an item and add a line item to my invoice. This can be anything, whether it includes more complicated packaging, a unique filling, anything that you might charge extra for, you can add as a line item within your invoice to make it really clean and kind of help your customers see exactly why they're getting charged, what they're getting charged. So right here, line item, I'm going to say half dozen gluten-free cupcakes. And that's going to be $30 because gluten-free flour is expensive and so is everything else. And I am actually also going to include a note because she requested plain white buttercream, but I don't want her to be upset by plain white buttercream. So I'll clarify and just say decorated simply with plain white buttercream. That way, when I drop them off and she goes to pay, we'll all be on the same page, knowing that these cupcakes, they don't require any extra decoration. All right, so I am ready to send my invoice. I have my line item set up. I've applied my fulfillment methods. If you are offering delivery or shipping, you can add a fulfillment fee. I'm not, this is local pickup, so I'm just going to keep that at 0. And then Castiron's generating your total right here. Once this is ready to go, you can press save, or you can go up to the action bar in the upper right-hand corner and select save and send. All right, and then once that sends, we'll get into that in just a second. Let's say, for example, you do need to reach out to your customer for a clarifying question. By using this actions bar in the upper right-hand corner, you are able to message your customer and ask for any additional detail that you might need. Let's also say that maybe this custom order request is just way out of your wheelhouse. Maybe you're not super into fondant and this person's requesting a 2-tier fondant, exclusively fondant cake, and you're not comfortable with it and you're not available. You can go ahead and press cancel quote and send a message to your customer telling you that you are not able to fulfill that request at this time as well. All right. So that is how you kind of create your invoice. Super nice to have everything in one spot. We've done the work for you, collecting your contact information, those fulfillment methods, all in one spot and allowing you to have a really professional invoice to send to your customer. So again, going to professional invoicing. So once you send your invoice to your customer will receive their professional invoice with your branding and including all of the payment request details. They will be able to approve the invoice and check out by clicking on the link in their email. And in the event that your customer does not pay right away, Castiron will automatically send them payment reminders to their inbox to save you time and help your customers pay on time. There is nothing worse than having to reach out to a customer and remind them to pay. And chances are that embarrasses them too. So Castiron kind of solves for that and does that on your behalf and keeps it a little more relaxed. Now let's go over to my inbox and kind of see what that looks like. All right, so remember, I sent that invoice to myself to check out and pay. And this is what it looks like. The subject line is your quote is ready for review. And this is my company logo. So it keeps it really professional and it looks like you know. You're able to see that the owner attached a little note. I can scroll down and see that I ordered my custom cake. And I also ordered a half dozen gluten-free cupcakes, which is where the $30 extra is coming in. And they're plainly decorated with white buttercream. When I go to accept quote, actually be taken directly to Castiron. And this is super nice because your customer is actually able to check out and pay right away if they're ready to. They can see the details of the quote on the right-hand side once again, and note how we're kind of keeping everyone on the same page as we go. We're reiterating the same information time and time again to make sure that your customer knows exactly what they've requested and that when they pay, they know what they're in for. Scrolling down on the left-hand side, I see the fulfillment method that I've agreed to. I've agreed to pick up on the 22nd. I'm picking up at this certain address and I'm supposed to knock. On the right-hand side, I can see the policies as well that are attached to the custom order form. So in the event that I want a refund or anything, I am crystal clear on what that might involve as well. All right, and the customer is able to include a tip if they would like to. Why not? And this is super important here as well, but Castiron is actually requiring your customers to agree to the details of the order. This is super nice because they can't check out without it, and it requires them to be 100% certain of what they're agreeing to. This is protecting you. This is keeping your customer happy. This is keeping everyone on the same page as well. So check. And we are also requiring your customers to agree to the terms and conditions of your policies. Again, these are on the right-hand side. They were also on the custom order form, but just to keep, again, everyone on the same page and a happy customer, that is what that would look like. All right, and then last but not least, your customer is able to submit their payment information and check out and pay. All right, and that is how invoicing works with Castiron. Super easy, super clean, a really great experience for your customers as well. All right, I kind of alluded to this just now, but one of my favorite things about quotes and invoicing with Castiron is the way that we help keep your customer on the same page throughout the entire journey. We do a great job of sending emails to your customers every step along the way. So your customers receive emails at, maybe 4 different points along the way. First, when they submit a quote request to Castiron. You can see here on the very bottom of the screenshot I've included, thanks for submitting your quote request to Sweet Flower Creations. That is also on the bottom left-hand side. Thanks so much for submitting your quote request. If you scroll down on that email as well, you'll be able to see the actual responses that you gave to the business owner as well about what you're interested in. Your customers will also get an email when they send an invoice, when you, the business owner, send an invoice to them for payment. So they'll be able to see your quote is ready for review. We saw this email already. It's professional. It has your branding, your information. It looks super clean, super nice, and they're able to accept the quote directly. Your customers will also receive email notification when they pay their invoice. So they'll get a receipt, and that'll also include all of the quote details. Example of that is on the bottom right-hand corner here as well. And lastly, if they haven't paid before the due date that you have set within Castiron, they are going to be sent an email reminder to check out and pay. All right, another way that we've made your life a little easier with Castiron is just clean order and quote management. You're able to kind of track the statuses of your quote under your quotes tab. There are a few different statuses that a quote can have, including new, draft, paid, pending, and canceled. You can see here Taylor Swift has paid, Peyton Manning has recently submitted a request, so his is new, and Morgan Freeman, I've sent his quote for payment, but he hasn't paid yet, which means it's pending. A quote is a draft if you have initiated it but haven't sent it to your customer yet. And a quote is canceled if you have rejected it. Once a quote is paid, it becomes an order under your orders tab. Now that sounds more confusing than it actually is, so let me show you what I mean. If we go over to our quotes tab, you'll be able to review all of the quotes that you have on your storefront. So again, we have some new quotes that require my review. We have a pending quote, which just means someone hasn't paid. And we have several paid quotes. Down here as well, I have a quote that I haven't sent. But yeah, those are our quote statuses. Once a quote is paid, so let's look at this one, for example, it's 20602. It becomes an order. And that means it belongs on your orders tab as well. And it's 20602. So it makes it really easy to kind of track the status of your quote and kind of make sure that everything, again, is in one spot. If I need to ping my friend Morgan again and say, what the heck, go ahead and check out and pay, I can do that too. And it's easy to track everything here as well. All right, and last but not least, you are able to send an invoice yourself. What do I mean by this? What if there's a situation where you don't want to send someone to your Castiron site and have them fill out a custom order form for whatever reason? This can be helpful in a few instances. One, if your customer isn't great at technology, And two, if you receive a request out and about and in the flow of life. Let's say it's Saturday morning, you're on the soccer field chatting with the soccer moms. Jason's mom wants 2 dozen cupcakes for his birthday next Wednesday, and she gives you all the information right then and there. You're not exactly feeling like telling Jason's mom, hey, go to my Castiron site and submit a request all over again. Feels a little rude and you guys are friends. Instead, you want to be able to send her an invoice directly, including all the information she already shared with you, but allowing her to check out with Castiron rather than submitting a custom order request. So you are able to do that. And let me show you how. If you go to your quotes tab on the left-hand side, you can go ahead and select new quote. And once we select new quote, this should look pretty familiar. So again, we have the customer information, fulfillment information. We're able to set that payment due date, but this looks pretty blank, right? Because it's a new quote. So it's up to us to fill it out. For that reason, I don't typically recommend people go about their custom orders this way, but you never know. Sometimes we got to adjust. You will have to select a product from your store. So let's say custom cupcakes. And from here, again, if you want to add notes or line items, you can. We're going to do include extra napkins or something like that. You can, again, add any notes, any line items you need, and really you'll have to, again, select a customer to receive this order, apply a fulfillment method, and select your payment due date as always. So it requires a little bit more work, but you are able, once you're done here, to message your customer and actually save it and send it to them directly for payment. So in that case, helpful to Jason's mom. All right, one other note I wanted to be sure to touch on here is that we recently released our new custom order and availability calendar. I'm super excited because this is just another way that custom orders have become a lot easier. This feature is currently only available to Castiron Pro, and we actually talked about it last month, so I didn't want to talk about it a ton here. Rather, I would love for you to go to castiron.me/demo and watch last month's preview of our custom order calendar. As a brief overview, with our custom order calendar, you're able to easily plan for your week ahead by viewing your custom orders and their statuses on a calendar. And this is super exciting. You're able to communicate your availability to customers ahead of time when they submit custom order requests. Your customers will not be able to submit a request for a date when you have marked it unavailable within your calendar, saving you a ton of time and also continuing to optimize your customer's experience as well. So be sure to check that out. If you would like a more thorough demo, feel free to reach out to me as well at help@castiron.me, and I'd love to answer any questions about the calendar. All right, we are about to wrap it up. I wanted to touch on a few updates. First, our new pricing was actually announced this week. If you currently have a Castiron account, you should have received an email. And if you're part of our Facebook group, you probably saw a post there as well. You can now head to castiron.me/pricing to learn more. I'd also like to invite everyone here to join Mark Josephson, our CEO, live in the kitchen, which is our Facebook group, at 2 p.m. Eastern time to learn more about pricing and to just pick his brain. I know he's joining us live right now too. He would love to chat with you and answer any questions about Castiron, about our pricing. So definitely would recommend joining if you can there. If you're unable to join or just have more individual questions, you can reach out to help@castiron.me and I'd be happy to help you there. And if all of this is new information to you and all of a sudden you're worried and concerned, if you currently have a Castiron account in a Castiron store, you're able to keep your current plan for 2 years. So if suddenly you have a lot of anxiety, don't worry, you have 2 years, and also learn about our new pricing. And my chances are it's a better fit for your business as well, with lower transaction fees and subscription model pricing. All right, without further ado, I am going to open the floor for some questions. Okay, I do see one question. Can I have deposits set up with custom orders? Not yet, but I'm super excited because we are going to be building that this year. It's one of our priorities. We know so many of our customers would like to be able to send their customers a deposit rather than the total amount, maybe for like a $700 wedding cake. So super excited that is coming, and definitely stay tuned. Is this all available for basic starter, or is custom quotes just for pro? Everything that I showed you today on the Castiron storefront and within the back end of Castiron is available to all Castiron users. So custom quotes, invoicing, all of that is available to any tier. It is the custom order calendar right now that is only available to pro users. Okay, we have another question. Can I also put instant checkout products on my calendar? Great question. That is actually coming next month. So if you are currently using the custom order calendar and you are excited to have all of your orders, including those instant checkout items on your calendar, that is coming later in April. So stay tuned. That'll probably be our next April demo series, and I can't wait to show you then. All right, friends, that's all I have for this episode of our demo series. Thanks so much for coming. It's always a pleasure chatting. Again, if you would like to join our Facebook Live in the kitchen today at 2, I would love to see you there. I'm sure Mark would as well. Pick his brain, ask your questions. At any time, you can reach out to me at help@castiron.me, and I'd love to help in any way I can. Thank you all, and have a great rest of your week.